Very well, it's a deal. Primavera's fucked. Hey, it sounds like someone's getting a pretty good deal here. Hey there, Keith. So you came too. Our destiny caught up with you when Leo shot you the other day. A little mad? I've just got luck of the devil. The miraculous bullet fired by Leo had gone through the hole in the parasol and the hole in the glass, going straight down the scope of Keith's gun. If Keith's head had been there at the time, he probably would have met the same fate as his gun. However, an instant before, he had moved his head just in time, as though a reaper had grabbed him by the collar. Still, luck with money is something I know nothing about. James, if you got a plan to rake in some dough, let me in on it too, okay? Fuck off, cuck. Oh, so you'd like a piece of the action? Richard's on the decline. I don't exactly make a hobby of standing around on sinking ships. I don't want him on my fucking team. I'd sooner fucking die. Now there's a surprise. I never thought I'd hear that coming from you. Is it that surprising? I've always thought of myself as pretty cold-blooded. Quite an interesting card has shown itself. I can't let such a card pass me by. How much are you gonna bet on me? You're Richard's aide, and your ability to share your opinion with him without fear puts you in a valuable position. Maurice and Keith, if Richard were betrayed by these two, it'd just be like the Emperor's new clothes. So what do you got for me? Keith stroked James's hand that rested on the counter. Don't fucking touch me. Don't fucking touch me. James lifted one finger and then after looking at Keith, added two more fingers. Of course, this is a deposit. Depending on how you work, I intend to pay you as much as I'm offering Maurice. Nice, not bad at all. I'm sort of happy to know you value me that highly, James. Keith kept stroking the back of James's hand. He might have wanted James to raise one more finger. Hey now, bragging won't let you get you anymore. Richard is the Emperor without clothes, huh? I think I like it. Then I guess that makes you the clown without clothes, right? Huh? Yeah, he's gonna kill you. As Keith's hand rubbed James's, he suddenly stuck his fingernails in, pressing the hand against the counter. I don't know why you'd actually work with this dude. Like, he's clearly going to just fucking kill you. And Keith's other hand, which was raised high, held a knife. Gah! The knife plunged into the back of James's right hand, piercing the flesh and reaching as far as the counter. Maurice, who had circled behind James at some point, wrapped a thin rope that he had been holding around James's neck and pulled. I don't know why you'd... Why? This is just greed. This is James's greed. James tried to resist, but he could only move one of his hands. During the Kaleberry, you're the very first one to sell the family out. We knew you. You were planning to reach out to dozens of people after us to grind this organization down, right? Well, tough luck. Coming here with no idea you'd be killed. You really are a clown without clothes. I mean, sucks to be him. I liked him. Don't think you're losing ground in everything. After all, tonight a lot of people who look like the old follow Rose are being erased. Yeah, that's a great idea. Just kill your own. Damn it, remember this. No one will accept you now that you betrayed Madame Rose. Rose is a rose whose petals have already fallen. For you bad boys who can't swear allegiance to Richard, there's a goodbye party from me. Long live Madame Rose! I mean, it would just look like fucking martyrs. You realize that, right? Fucking Richard. Thinking ahead. For literally anything. You see. Good work. Yeah, no changes in the plan. Do it. There are no changes in the plan, right? Of course not. Anyone who no longer hears Stella's and Yuji's cries of regret, no matter who they are, may be, is no longer one of our comrades. So, we're good to take out Meryl too? Since she never chose to swear more loyalty to me than to Rose, there's no helping it. Understood. Meryl, run! Out of our way. Madam Meryl, your time's up. Like, totally. And she would actually kill this dude. Don't take this personally. It's an order from the consigliere. He says in the shop. Bye. Huh? What's going on? Like, totally. It isn't Meryl. It's just a mannequin wearing her clothes. What the hell? Man, are they taking us for fools? Like, totally. The mannequin wearing Meryl's dress was torn apart by bullets and fell over with a clunk. On the mannequin's head, someone had scribbled a mocking face with its tongue sticking out. Meryl did. That's someone. Meryl, I'm so glad you're safe. Sneaky for a man sounds like a hurricane to a woman. Don't think you can kill the great Meryl so easily. Meryl dove into Rose's chest. Oh my god, it's been so long. However, her face was covered in tears. I barely managed to escape, but tonight a lot of Primavera's friends were probably killed. All the execs who awaited Rose's return without being swayed by Richard's violent speech. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Incredible that they'd move this fast. I mean, it's not really that fast. You guys took your sweet fucking time. Our comrades went around telling people, but not everyone made it. To think he could make such a ruthless decision with such speed. The consigliere is a terrifying person. We should probably take it to mean we aren't the only ones ready to fight seriously. So he just took out all the execs that look like they might betray him. I don't like it. People and subordinates are treasures. I can't stand to see people treated like that. Yeah, seriously. And I'm sure a lot of people have lost patience with the consigliere. Let's avenge them and bring an end to this. Yeah, I know. There's no time for crying. We gotta put a stop to Primavera's mistakes and end this rampage. Still, what are we gonna do now? We've even lost James of the Rich Bombo. James was a reliable man when it came to money. With him gone, funding's going to be a problem. That guy was just itching to earn some credit. I'm sure he got in over his head trying to cut down the support from their execs and got cut down himself instead. Yeah, I mean, Maurice had it made. There's no way he's betraying. He was such a good person, too. His gambling nature got the better of him. Yep. It proves he put his life on the line on the bet on the card representing us. It's a shame, and he was a man who always remembered to bring the humor that's so essential at times like these. Money, is it? The GDS had promised to do some political maneuvering with various parties, but that was assuming Rose could provide the money. No matter how many guns and bullets they had, they couldn't win this war without a political moat arranged for beforehand. Even if they defeated Richard, C-23 would be torn to bits by invasions from forces in other cities. Money isn't something you need to worry about. I may not look it, but I'm pretty influential with businessmen. I'll be able to drag a bit out of them. Thanks, Sean. I'm glad, but the sentiment alone is more than enough. Funding in the criminal underworld needs to be provided by underworld money. We can't borrow money from people of the day. Then what are you gonna do? Without money, we can't launch a war, even if we could win. And I thought we didn't have time to gather money at our convenience. Not now, when the anniversary of these deaths is approaching. Richard could give it the go sign for funeral war at any moment. It's something an idiot like me can't do anything about. You can't make it unless you're clever like James. Hey Wayne, didn't we make a promise? When Stella died, we promised we'd stop being stupid. What? You see, starting that day, I gave up being an idiot. I studied a whole bunch. And Meryl pulled something out of a purse in her pocket. Inside was a bank book. A bank book for a bank account. On it were numbers with lots of zeros behind them. Phew, just how many cruisers could you afford to buy for your next date? What's this, Meryl? That's a lot of money. How much do you think I've been fleecing? Told you, right? I stopped being an idiot. Immediately after becoming Madam, Meryl had set up a clever dual bookkeeping system. Then she had spectacularly misled Richard's inspections, snatching away a portion of the total sales from clubs of ladies of the evening. Hell yeah, fleecing. Basically, ever since that day Stella died, I totally predicted that something like this might happen. Nice. We swore to stop being idiots, right? I studied dual bookkeeping pretty hard. Super hard. Look at all this money. It's gotta be worth... Okay, enough trying to measure money by how much Nikuman you can buy already. It should be more than enough to ask the GDS to do a little maneuvering. And should buy us as much as we will need in weapons and ammunition, of course. Starting to see me in a new light now. Based. Thank you, Meryl. With this, we can start serious preparations for war. Then Lee should be able to line up a whole bunch of war toys in his toy shop. We should probably hurry, otherwise Monkey Girl here is gonna spend all our money on mooncakes. Ow. Hey, I thought you couldn't speak Japanese. Ah, don't scratch me. Hello? Hi there, Consigliere Silvio. You seem to be in high spirits as always. And you always seem to be hale and hearty yourself, Zilong. You must enjoy us, allow us of the Orlando Brothers family to express our joy. The matter I wish to discuss is something a man as wise as you probably already knows. It's 8:23. That's right, let me be direct. For the near future, I would like you to avoid getting involved with City 23, no matter what happens. Of course, we have the GDS will not get involved either. I thought it was an unwritten rule that it's okay to bite someone on the flank the moment they let their guard down. If you're telling me to shut my eyes at such a chance, then of course, I intend to make it worth your while, Consigliere. If I say no? Well, if you do, then we of the GDS will oppose you with all our strength to save our countrymen in City 23 from needless chaos. Good, a manly answer like that gets you full marks, Zilong. The Orlando Brothers family promises to watch over the fate of City 23 as a spectator. Come! We have all sorts of styles. Here's a wide selection for the cutting edge of Chinese military weaponry. Lots of bullets. For guns, go with what you're used to. When you can, choose guns that use the same type of bullets. there's a former combat instructor for you. Yep, I'm always ready to teach girls hand in hand, arm in arm, and, Leo tried to touch Zelle's butt, but she twisted his arm upward. Come on. However, Leo splendidly twisted that arm, and the two of them moved impressively. She's fucking ready for it. Yeah, you're gonna stick with that like usual? It just suits me better. I can't handle a bulky gun. You haven't changed, but that's good. Choose something you're used to. Oh yeah. It's been a long time since I've used a gun. I hope I'm still as sharp as I was. Hey, if not, I can give you private lessons. Rumor has it you're a damn good shot. You used guns before, John. This will be the first time other than shooting into the air to scare off punks. The dual wield. Though she said that, she's pretty good at using them. In her spirited man-like way, she even put men to shame when it came to shooting. Unlike a target shooting game, gunfights require courage as much as good at handling of guns. Weapons. Fuck. What the fuck is that sentence? John, if something happens to you, this whole war will be pointless. Thanks for caring. But this purification ritual to be done, so I can be accepted as the new madam. Even you won't accept me as a madam unless I'm doused in gun smoke, right? I like it. Wayne, please take care of John. Of course, I'll do it even at the cost of my life. Quit showing off, kid. You gotta inherit something huge from Madame Rose. We don't have time to start slacking off and dying as early as this. Yes, madam. Yeah, we can't die at a time like this. Oh, that's incredible. So this is that toy shop from the rumors? Hey, sorry we're late. I didn't think you'd really come. Yeah, I couldn't turn down an invitation from you. Rose, old Tatami has decided to give you his backing. Yes, easy. Caleb, thank you so much. He'll act neutral on the outside, so basically I've been kicked out of his group. Which means no matter what we do, the Tatami Alliance has nothing to do with it. Oh, imagine Father Caleb siding with Madame Rose. Are you Sean? I heard about you from Rose. I see. You're a lot like my dead wife. Still, you're the accepted successor of the only woman I've ever accepted as a leader. We've got no choice but to acknowledge you. I haven't forgotten how much suffering you brought to the people of this city. I can't forgive you, but in your spirit, if your spirit is like Rose described it, then I'll give you credit on that one point. I see you've got balls. I think I could get to liking you. Now there's a sight to see. It's like an all-star team of legendary villains from City 23's Underworld. Hey, not an all-star team. Because we're still missing a couple. You know why Madame Rose was accepted, whereas Richard was not? Because Richard's a fucking bitch. Is it about having a moral code? Madame Rose applied that code to us and even Caleb. Even when our positions was difficult, she trusted us without harboring unnecessary suspicion. In the underworld, you're allowed to eat each other alive when you show the slightest weakness, but those with moral codes are respected. Maybe our consigliere didn't pay enough attention to that part. The victors and losers of this war can be seen, even now, before the fight begins. All it takes is prep. Like, if you're ready to win, that's when wars are decided. They're not decided during the fight. Yeah, maybe. Maybe about how much can you be that relaxed about it? And don't eat with your mouth open. Perfect. Hey, Lee, this girl totally understands Japanese, doesn't she? Well, I can't say I don't remember not teaching her. Did you or didn't you? If you find any bad boys who have doubts about my friend Richard, kill them all. It's almost time to face off against that fucking Chinese. Let's purge the cowards now, alright? Yes, boss. Hey, we're the unbeatable Primavera, like totally. You know what will happen to the bastards who don't pay us, like totally. We're the kings and the knight of this city, like totally. Oh, did you hear that, Phil? Apparently Madame Rose is planning to attack Richard. And they seem to be have the back end of GDS. Very shrewd of them. Are they going to try to stop the feud with the GDS by force? But that's fine. I'm not even hoping for that anymore. Think of Richard's pathetic dying face as he tries to launch a funeral war for his sister. Fails right at the start and dies while cursing the world. That is the one thing I'll agree with him on. I've decided I'll be satisfied as long as I can see that. You monster. Come to think of it, didn't we promise to attend the anniversary of Stella's death? Phil, when was it? I can't remember the date or even her face. It's October 23rd, sir. Oh, which means that's tomorrow! Feels like something's going to happen, doesn't it? Something truly thrilling. We might even get to see it from the front row seat. Captain, pardon me. Mom, sure, I understand. I'll answer it. Stella's whispering to me. You're whispering that something will definitely happen tomorrow. Everyone knows that Richard will be going to her grave. And that's the only place Madame Rose could possibly be planning to attack. Stella. Looks like tomorrow's gonna be the first day I get to lay flowers on revenge at her grave. Yeah, Rose was in on it. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. What a fucking moron. Christ. Cyrus, I had everyone leave early. You and Keith? You say you didn't want to get drunk tonight and left early. I see. Have you been having trouble sleeping lately? Your complexion is uncharacteristically bad. Well, truth is, the answer is it's happened for me too. Stella, she's been standing at my bedside when I sleep. Is that so? I've got no sixth sense. I was never that close to Stella. On the contrary, she might have hated me for being a bad friend who dragged her brother down the path of evil. That's not true. Even so, she's been coming to me. Makes me think she must have hated me a lot. And you wanted to tell me this? Yeah, you know the reason why? It's probably because you aren't doing anything. You aren't doing jack shit. You're not stopping this. No respect. I've got no sixth sense, so I could only see her. I couldn't hear anything she was saying. She was frantically trying to tell me something, but I couldn't hear anything. It was pathetic. I've been listening closely, trying hard to figure out what she's been trying to say, but I can't hear anything except an eerie wind. Sadly, that's as far as the words of the dead ever go. Estelle in my dreams is the same. She doesn't say the words clearly and out loud, and I'm only barely able to understand when she appeals to me with her eyes, her expressions, her gestures. If that's true, maybe you and I have been having the same dream. Estelle stands at your bedside, our bedsides, frantically trying to say something with a sad face. It's her frustration at being unable to work for the sake of her countrymen. That's right. That's how Stella's expression looked to you. But to me... Yeah, dumb fuck. You're interpreting it. Because that's how you want to interpret it. Who knows? She came to me, even after going on about how I was a sweaty, dirty sack of muscles all the time. Made me wonder what she'd go so far out of her way to tell me. I don't understand what you're trying to say. Tomorrow night might be a very long day. Might be a very long day, sorry. Are you really gonna give the order tomorrow? That depends on what I hear in front of Stella's grave. The decision was halfway made inside his mind. After paying a visit to Stella's grave, he would declare war against the GDS from in front of the grave. The previous day, all the execs in the Pro-Rose faction had been purged. As a result, the newly formed Council of Execs was united by fierce loyalty to Richard. They were all anxious to stand on the upcoming revenge war against the GDS, which they knew would probably happen within a few days. This was completely different from the feud Rose had once waged, which incorporated negotiations to prepare for fitting into the plan. Now the curtain was rising on an irresponsible war, with no end in sight, a mere wielding of anger and violence. And no fucking plan means no fucking win. If you go in without a clear goal, clear plans, everything outlined, all your ducks in a row, you're doomed to fail. Anyone who's backing Richard at this point is a fucking idiot, because they don't have a plan. Of course, Richard boasted that such a violent stance could force the GDS to the negotiation table. No. However, Cyrus had been skeptical this whole time. Fucking news to me. This claim was being made by Richard, a man who claimed that foreign races could never understand each other. Just how was he planning to negotiate with them? He's not. In the end, the voices of the dead never reach anyone's ears. Each simply listens to whatever words are convenient for them. Yes! Why he only says this now? So I'm sure that's what's happening when I feel as though Stella is speaking to me. In the war and the great disaster, all my friends and family were lost. I didn't even know where. That's why when I was reunited with you, my dear friend, I thought it was a sign that we should stick together for the rest of our lives. You exaggerate, but I felt that sign as well. That's why I plan to stick with you as long as I can. I feel the same. How about a drink? Just the two of us for once. I've had a lot to drink already. Any more and I'd get a hangover. I don't necessarily mean alcohol. Cyrus pulled a silver pocket-sized whiskey bottle from his shirt pocket. That I'll gladly share it. It's good even cold. I'm a fool. You're no different from me. Yeah, so an idiot. We'll stick together until the end. Yes. It's past midnight. Indeed, it's Monday, October 23rd. The anniversary of Stella's death. Spooky. Ominous. Man, imagine being Richard and dying on your sister's funeral anniversary. Christ. Monday, October 23rd, 1950. Weather, overcast. 21.2 degrees Celsius. That's the high. The low is 15.1 degrees Celsius. The warm summer was now in the distant past on this chilly day. The sky was gray and heavy, making the graveyard seem like an even darker location than usual. Stella and Yuji's corpses were laying in the Mayugi family grave in a public cemetery in City 23. The Western-style grave seemed to imply that the rapid expansion of American and Chinese culture had continued into the land of the dead. The Nankashire Public Cemetery was a Western-style graveyard in the southeastern part of City 23. After the Great Disaster, the ministers who traveled with the reconstruction support teams were shocked by the sight of corpses and trash tangled together and left out in the open. In addition to raising funds for the survivors, they also raised a lot for the dead as well. The cemetery was one of the graveyards spread across Tokyo that had been built as a result. At first, it had been an anonymous graveyard for victims of the Great Disaster, but after a massive influx of American and Chinese immigrants arrived, and ashes started to be returned from the battlefield, demand suddenly rose. In the blink of an eye, the graves increased in number, and by now it was counted as one of the eastern Tokyo's largest graveyards, spanning several blocks. The plentiful trees that were planted made it look like a foreign graveyard, but fortunately they covered the rapidly expanding crowds of buildings, making it impossible to forget them. It was a quiet place, not bad for a land of the dead. That quiet was wiped away by the sound of many cars, even though it was still early morning. This normally unthinkable noise surprised even the crows, sending them flying all at once, covering the sky with black. Perhaps that scene was an ominous one. Oh yeah, it is. Duh.